Okay, so this is the actual script. This is the longer, short version. My real version of my lecture about climate collapse is much longer. I do have too much to say. I have lots of charts and graphs. It simply takes too long. So what I want to tell you now is the most important things and why this is the scariest video clip that you will ever watch. It's scarier than any horror movie. And the reason is simple. This is real and you have no way out. We only have this planet, you have a starring role and no way out. The other reason that makes it so funny is you're surrounded by zombies and sleepwalkers. The zombies are the people who don't care about science. For them, 1 + 1 is not 2, but any number they like, and they think climate collapse is a hoax. And sleepwalkers is, hey, you too probably, everybody out there who still believes we can stop this roaring climate collapse by simply lowering our emissions. And for that, it's too late, and I'll try to tell you today why. Okay, so we have collected endless amounts of data and loads of supercomputer calculations. We pretty much know what the future will bring. And yes, we're heading for 3 to 4 degrees more this century, which does not sound much to you guys. 3 to 4 degrees more? No, not really. This is half a degree every 16 years on average for the rest of this century, and something like 7 or 8 at the end of next century. Still doesn't sound much. I give you a comparison. This is the fastest temperature increase in world history that we know of. The 7 to 8 degrees more at the end of next century is the sign difference at the last ice age. At the end of the last ice age, it was 7 to 8 degrees less. World look totally different. End of next century, 7 to 8 degrees more, and the world will look completely different. The ecosystems, they will collapse, we'll have mass extinctions, and it's not really funny. I hope you understand that, okay? Now, this time we, mankind, started this disastrous change. It wasn't the sun, it wasn't an asteroid, nothing like that. And the problem now is, there's always one event that triggers climate collapse or climate change. Climate collapse is the fast version, change is the slow version. We have long passed the climate change point. So the point is now we have a system that speeds up itself. Why? We have ice in the Arctic, it's swimming in the ocean, ice reflects the sun, it cools the planet. If it melts, the water absorbs it, it heats it up, melts more ice, less reflection, more water, more absorbing, higher temperatures, and so on and so on. One example. Second example, take trees. Trees suck up carbon dioxide over decades, and then they burn in a simple burst of flame, 2 or 3 minutes, or 2 or 3 hours rather, and the carbon dioxide is back. If the climate zone shift, the vegetation zone shift, trees don't go walking, so they either adapt, they can't adapt that fast, or they die. If they die, they can die slowly or in a fire. Anyway, it pumps carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and that heats up the planet. So what will the tropical climate then look like in the end? Well, ice will be gone completely. This century will have 2 to 3 meters higher sea level, which means bye-bye Venice, bye-bye Miami, bye-bye Lagos. The next few centuries, then we have 10 to 20 meters, that's something like bye-bye London, bye-bye Tokyo, bye-bye New York, bye-bye Rio, Bombay, you name the place, Jakarta, any city near the ocean. They're all gone. You understand me? They're all gone. And in the end, it will be something like 70 meters when all the ice is gone, and then we'll have redrawn the map of the planet. Great. Okay. Now, the second thing that is collapsing after the ice is also the ecosystems. For example, if we raise temperatures above 2 degrees, coral reefs will die out completely. Who cares about coral reefs if you don't snorkel? There's only 25% of all the species that live in the ocean, so we don't need them. The forest collapse, I have already told you that from the tropical rainforest to the boreal forest, they will mostly be gone. Wonderful word, we're looking forward to it. We're already killing off insects with pesticides and stuff like that. We give them the latest push, we kill the plants and the animals, and that's something we call mass extinction. The last thing comparable to that was when the dinosaurs died out. Asteroids fought. This time it's mankind. Now, what are we doing to stop this incredible disaster? Hello, are you doing anything? You guy out there? No. Probably not. The problem that we face is now that we have 10 billion plus people soon on this planet. They need food, they need space to live, and they won't get it. So you will have droughts, you will have floods, you will have hunger, you will have hundreds of millions of people migrating, and you will have wars for whatever is left. If that is a planet you want to live on, fine with me, but I don't want to live on a planet like that, and most people probably won't. So, what should we do? We're sitting in this runaway train all together because we only have this one planet, and we're already on a downhill track because the climate is changing itself already. So, if you sit in a runaway train, what would you do? You would step on the brake. What is mankind doing? We're talking. And we're talking about stepping off the gas. Wonderful solution for such a problem. We'll definitely hit the wall, we'll definitely have the disaster, and then you can say, great, we always knew it, but we're just too slow. The problem is we only have one plan, and we have no time. The plan is to reduce emissions, but we will reach the 1.5 that scientists say we should not pass, because beyond that, climate gets out of control. We'll reach that in 2035. That's 15 years, and you guys out there want to tell me that we can make the world carbon-free in 15 years. That wouldn't even be enough. Carbon dioxide stays in the atmosphere for 150 years, so it takes far too long. Now, if you want to tell me you can stop that by reducing emissions, then I'm sorry, that is so ridiculous. I would like to laugh out loud if it wouldn't be so. I don't want to say the word, okay? It's just not cool. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. You can believe in your electric cars, in the batteries, but just the production of the batteries sucks up so much energy that will push carbon dioxide levels higher and higher whatsoever. We can't even manage to get an airport in Germany running in 15 years, and you want to make the whole planet carbon-free in 15 years. There is no chance, not even in 30 years. 50 might be if we push hard. By then, it will be too late. So, anybody on this planet who is slightly intelligent, and we are an intelligent species, we have nice people on the planet, people are not bad. This is not about bad guys, it's not the Americans, it's not the Chinese, it's not the Russians, nobody's bad. What we need is a plan B, just in case. Even if you don't believe me, it would be wise to have a backup plan, and it must be more than just emissions reductions. So what can you do? If you can heat the planet, you can cool the planet. It's not easy, but it's possible. We can do it. We know that already. But the technology needs at least 10 years to be developed, especially for cooling the Arctic. But we definitely need Russia. They can cool the Arctic. They can save the planet nearly single-handedly. And if we stop the ice from melting, if we stop the temperatures from rising, we have the time to make our economies, our societies carbon-free. We need that life insurance. Without that, we'll probably fail. And as I said before, even if you don't believe me, it's always wise to have a second option, because if you are not right, disaster will loom and everybody will pay the price. Nature, future generations, everybody. That's not simply worth it. Be clever. At least have a backup plan just in case, and start developing now, because otherwise it's too late too. Then we have not just wasted the opportunity to reduce emissions, would have been the best way 30 years ago, not now. And if we don't start with the cooling technology soon, it will be too late again. And that's really crazy, okay? There's no way why we should do that. So, our idea now is a global climate stability program where you reduce the emissions as fast as we can, but no chaotic changes that would destroy our economies, make people unemployed and all that stuff. Then suck out carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. Everybody agrees on that already, but nobody invests in developing the technology. We definitely need that. And meanwhile, until we have managed our emissions and lowered the concentration in the atmosphere, use cooling methods. Best one is pump particles into the stratosphere that reflect the sunlight, functions like a sunshade. If you do that in the tropics very, very moderately, you basically have no side effects. Once the temperature hits 1.5, and it's on the way to 1.6, reduce the temperature by 0.1. That's not much. And it will never pass the limit of 1.5. When it hits 2 degrees, reduce it by 0.5. Still not much. And additionally, you have to cool the Arctic and Antarctica much faster, because they heat up much faster. If you cool just in the tropics, like some scientists already suggest, it will not be enough, okay? And that's where we need the new technology. You can use drones and stuff like that. Take a look at our homepage where we have put it all into words. I don't want to talk too long about it, but it's basically possible. We can do it, most definitely. And this planet is worth saving. These people are worth saving. And we're all in the boat together. This isn't about a question of whose fault it is. It's not about the oil lobby or the coal lobby. it's too late for that. We have to work together. We have to work together with the oil producers and with everybody else on this planet in a concerted effort. Then we can have this global climate stability program. We'll stop the temperature, we'll rescue the planet, and in the next century we'll have greenhouse gas levels back at where they were in the last century, and everything is fine. If we don't do that, and it's so crazy, I don't want to imagine it, but at the moment we're doing it because we are sleepwalking into it. Because you're always only talking about emission reductions, even though it's too late for that. And even though you should know it, if you only do a bit of your maths, okay? No more sleepwalking. We need a backup plan. And that's the point. For more information, visit our climatestabilityprogram.net homepage and please spread the message. If you don't convince your friends, you're one of the sleepwalkers. You have to convince them. You have to spread this on social media. It must spread. We need millions of people signing up to it. Then we can put pressure on the politicians who don't care as long as there is no pressure. All right? So, if possible also, send us a face. If you're too afraid, don't send us a face. Just spread the message. Send us a picture of your face on Instagram, coolthearcticnow, so that we have millions of faces that we can show the politicians. We have to exert pressure. And you, personally, should demonstrate peacefully. Fight for a good future for this planet. Pester your politicians, sorry about the pester, but make them see the problem. The same as journalists. They are not listening to us. Make them listen. It's your decision, it's your planet, it's your future. Do something for it. Not for me, not for you, but for the future of the planet. Thank you.